Yo, what is up, Draft League fans? My name is IronBoffin. I'm sick this week, so forgive the voice. But we have our week 3 match going up against Kayshawn, who I don't think I've ever gotten to play in Draft League. So this is really exciting. I think he's actually just recently come back. Wow, the voice is gone. So I'm super excited to play him. His team is super scary. So let's get right into his team and what I'm afraid of. He must have had the #1 pick because he's got a Great Tusk. Great Tusk is super good, because I feel like Great Tusk, one, has to show up. One, because it's his #1 pick. And two, if he doesn't bring it, Regieleki goes kind of nuts. So I expect it. Great Tusk for sure. Weavile is super scary for my team because I have a Salamence, so Weavile should be coming. Walking Wake. I don't even know how you calc to prep against Walking Wake. This Mon is so scary. And it has a Terra too, so he could be Terra Dragon Draco. He could be Terra Water with like Hydro Steam. The good news with Walking Wake is he doesn't have any weather, like automatically. He doesn't have Torkoal or Ninetales. So he wants Sun. He has to set it himself. So that's good news. That means he can't be like Speed Booster or Special Attack Booster. So that's good news. The Bisharp is a little concerning because I really want to bring Intimidate Ments this week, but I don't want to prop Defiant. So that's really scary. Ogerpon, Hearthstone, or Hearthflame. My beloved from last season. We're going to have another Ogerpon showdown. Ogerpon scares the crap out of me because even with my Snow Boost, Ivy Cudgel destroys Ninetales. It destroys Titan, and Glacier is not even super excited to take that, even with its like 140 stat in the snow. So Ogerpon Hearthflame is really scary. Pheasantipity could come in here for sure. I don't think it's as good as some of the other Mons, especially like a Mon like Necrozma should probably scare Pheasantipity away. Then they have the Azelf. Azelf is also super scary. It's a really good Terra Captain because its stats are so good physically or especially. But yeah, Azelf is always really scary. Like I said, I expect that to be his Terra Captain. In Mox, I was seeing a lot of Terra Steel to kind of help with Rhydon or just not get malignantly chained from our Petra Runt. So it handles our Petra Runt really well. Dragonite is there as well. I don't know if Dragonite shows up this week because I do have the Snow Core, and typically Dragonites don't like to show up to snow games. So that's cool. Spidups could show up if he wants webs, which I'm not super afraid of because I do have the Defog and Rapid Spinner. So, you know, if you want to bring webs, go for it. The Unknown is actually an Oricorio Sensu form. It just doesn't show up on this dock. And then Cleavor. Cleavor, the Stealth Rocker. It's the big Stone Axe and Stealth Rocks. I'll be really afraid of like a Focus Sash set or a Scarf set. Like a Scarf late game set, Rock is really a good type into me. It hits Ninetales really hard. It hits the Titan really hard. It hits Infernape. It hits Salamence. So this could be a scary Mon if he saves it till the end. Or like brings it out early, gets like a Stealth Rocks up, and then brings it out late to get more Stone Axe and stuff. So scary team. Scary team. Oh, and Almamola. Did I forget to mention Almamola? The big fish. When I was prepping, did you guys know that Almamola takes a +6 Earthquake from a Set Titan? That's what I learned in Calcs this week. So you'll see our team going in. But let's check out our team and why I'm bringing it. All right, first up, old reliable. We're bringing Radon the Rhydon with the Terra Fairy. We are Max Spadef with an Adamant Nature here. Rocking Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Stone Edge, Swords Dance. This is going to be my lead. I really like it as a lead, either A into like a lead Azelf. I think I do okay. Cleavor, I do okay. I do really well versus Cleavor because I can Stone Edge it and just kill it. Or, you know, I take the Stone Axe and it does like 0 damage to me, so that's cool. So either way, I feel good into those. If they lead the Walking Wake, or yeah, like the Walking Wake is probably the scariest lead, or same thing kind of with like even Ogerpon's kind of scary just because basically if it leads Walking Wake or Ogerpon, I'm forced to Terra, and I want to save my Terra for Titan this week. But I will Terra to save Rhydon if needed. But with the Max Spadef here, I'm taking some hits from like a non-specs Walking Wake, which is really good, and I can throw off some big Earthquakes so that way I can revenge it later. So that's big news. And then even with like Azelf, if it's running a physical set, I have no problem. If it's running a special set, I still take a couple hits. So that's why we're running Max Spadef that week. And then hopefully we can get our Stealth Rocks to 1, damage Weavile, and kind of show what is... If we get Stealth Rocks up, Ogerpon can't be boots. So that's really good news for us, right? So that means it'll take 25% coming in. Dragonite probably has to be boots to preserve scale. Weavile gets hurt. And then it helps with the Alamomola just not coming in and out for free. So that's really good. Next up, we're bringing Shoto, the Icy Rock, Snow Warning, max speed, max special attack. This is the speed tie with the Walking Wake. So we had to go max speed. We have Aurora Veil, Freeze Dry, Moonblast, and Nasty Plot. Nasty Plot in case the Alamomola wants to try to sit in front of me with anything. Like it could be like a max Spadef AV Alamomola, and it's not going to super care about Freeze Dry. So we want to be able to set up past it. We have the Aurora Veil just in case we get like a free turn and want to, you know, get up both the screens. And we have Moonblast for like Weavile there. This set is really scared of the Bisharp. Ironhead still, I think Ironhead either A, does kill me or like almost kills me through snow. So that's very scary. It definitely would kill me. I'm like 99% sure it just drops me. But other than that, it goes pretty hard this week. Like Freeze Dry and Moonblast hit Tusk. Freeze Dry hits Alamomola. Moonblast hits Weavile. Freeze Dry hits Walking Wake and Blessed Terras. And Freeze Dry hits the Dragonite. So I think Shoto's going to have a pretty good week here. And then also Shoto is here to set up Whitebeard. Whitebeard's coming back, and we're bringing the Belly Drum set. We're bringing Belly Drum, Terra Electric with Terra Blast, Earthquake, and Ice Spinner. Citrus Berry, so that way it pops after I Belly Drum. This Mon, this is a funny Mon. Like I said, this is where I learned that Alamomola can take a +6 Earthquake. It only did like 70%. So I was like, okay, we have to run Terra Electric, Electric Blast. But we need to be careful. We can't really set up on Alamomola because it could be Alluring Voice. Now, will my opponent expect a Belly Drum to Titan? I don't know. But we got to be ready for it. So, and then if I get this thing in with a lot of turns of snow, we're going to be feeling really good. Next up, this is going to be a weird one. This is not a set you'll see me run very often on Salamence. We're running Shenron with Heavy Duty Boots, Intimidate, Roost, Dual Wing Beat, Earthquake, and Dragon Tail. What are we running with this for? This is my Ogerpon counter. I have enough speed to outspeed Great Tusk. Basically I have enough speed to outspeed a Great Tusk that's creeping Necrozma here. This thing does not care about Ogerpon. Even I think like a 3-hit KO like from Play Rough or something like that. I do not care about Ogerpon at all with this set, and that's what I'm here for because Ogerpon is really scary. And I only have Ments to deal with it. So literally nothing on my team was like, yeah, I can take care of Ogerpon. Like even Pecharunt, like after a knockoff and stuff, I was still taking a lot of damage. And I didn't like Pecharunt into a lot of the other matchups with Weavile and Bisharp and Tusk lying around and Azelf. So I felt like Ments was a much better bring this week. We have the Dragon Tail to phase things out and get them into rocks like Dragonite or the Ogerpon again, like I said, or Weavile. Just kind of forcing them into rocks when they don't want to be. But yeah, I'm excited for this set. There's not many instances where I feel like I have to run this set, but I think it's going to do really well here. Next up, we have Friend the Ogerpon. I'm pretty sure this is Friend's debut. We're rocking Ivy Cudgel, Play Rough, Power Whip, and Trailblaze with the water absorbability. This thing's going to be great because I can switch it into Alamomola and stop it from going for Flip Turn, which is really cool. The only scary thing is on Alamomola, I am afraid of the Alluring Voice, so I don't want to bring Swords Dance because I don't want a Swords Dance on it anyway. I'll just Power Whip and get some big damage off. There's not a lot of switch-ins to this. I don't think anything on this team resists both stabs except Dragonite, and we have the Play Rough for the Dragonite, so that's gonna do enough damage after I break its scale. But yeah, we're looking really good. And the good news is by running max speed, I do outspeed Walking Wake this week, so that's actually really good because Walking Wake is very scary, and I can hit it with a Play Rough really hard. So big fan there. Next up, we have Narrow. Of course, we're bringing Narrow. We're always bringing Narrow with Rocky Helmet. We have the Pressure with Roost, Body Press, U-Turn, and Defog. Don't need Brave Bird this week because, like, Treads isn't really doing anything to me anyway. Or not Treads, Tusk. So we have Roost, Body Press for things like Weavile and Bisharp are going to do a lot of damage. And I think that was really the only two I was going to be planning on hitting. And then we have U-Turn to get out, and then Defog in case they either A, get up webs, I got to clear rocks, or anything like that. So that's actually really good to have the Defog there. But yeah, and then we already talked about my Titan Whitebeard. So that's the team going into K-Shawn. Let's have a good one. We need to bounce back after a rough week, a very close week 2 versus Shroom. So let's bounce back and let's have a good game. Let's go. All right, we are here for week 3 of the PPL. We got a Dragonite, we got a Weavile, we got a Cleavor, and we got Alamomola. I'm okay with this team. I'm happy to, excuse me, I am a little under the weather. So bear with me on that one. This is more or less what I expected to see. I'm happy to not see the Bisharp. Bisharp was kind of annoying for my plan, so I do really like leading Rhydon here. Because if they lead the Walking Wake, I can Terra early and then get some Damaggio off. They could be like a spec set, which would be kind of scary to deal with. I like reading. You know what I'll do instead? I'll lead the Ninetales, trying to catch the... what do I want to do? I can lead Shoto, or I can lead... I don't hate leading Ninetales because that lets me pressure Titan early. But I'll go Rhydon. I'll go Rhydon. My gut says Ninetales, but my head says Rhydon. Let's go Rhydon then. Let's do the Rhydon. As long as we don't see a Walking Wake lead, that would be great. I would love that for me. Oh, let's get a good game in here. Bounce back from week 2. Let's get a good week 3. Kayshawn. Good luck, friend. Which reminds me, I gotta type good luck, have fun, because I felt bad I forgot. Okay, good. Opens the Cleavor. Perfect. Opens the Cleavor. That is who I would prefer to see in this scenario. We'll put it right on. I'm pretty sure. I don't really know what Cleavor. Like a lead Cleavor here. You could absolutely click close combat if you wanted. It's not going to do much. I can get my stealth rocks up. Or I can go for a Stone Edge and just like full send it. Could Swords Dance, that would suck. But let's go for a Stone Edge. I like ripping an attack right off the bat. God, Cleavor looks so sick in this game. Look at it. Look at his freaking blades. Look at his blades. Okay, you go for X Scissor. Wow, that's a lot. Oh, that was a crit. Okay, so I take you down to Sash. Sash. Now, do I think you're gonna just get like, what do I think you're gonna do here? I definitely don't want to switch into that because that's silly. That's silly goofy. Is X Scissor like a high crit move, or is that just unlucky? I mean, it did just about half, so I kind of want my Stealth Rocks here. Misses a Stone Axe. That move is so bad. That move is so bad. Okay, kind of wish I knocked him out because then I would have my rock, or I wouldn't have to deal with his rocks, but you know, that's fine. Rocks is a lot worse for him than it is for me, so I'll just take my Earthquake damage here. Did you miss 2? Bro, I'm so sorry. That's crazy. That's insane. I'm so sorry. And I crit. That mattered. Traded a crit for freaking 2 missed Stone Axes. That's crazy. Right on KO is Cleavor. That's insane, dude. That's so bad. I feel bad. That's bad. That's pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty brutal. Okay, so let's assume, I'm assuming Walking Wake comes in here. Even if I Terra Fairy, I don't think I can get out of Steam Eruption range. Yeah, Hydro Steam is probably killing me no matter what I do. So I don't think I want to save Rhydon here. I don't think I need to. I could try to go into... That's insane. I feel bad. How much is a Walking Wake? Okay, go into Azelf. Not Boots Azelf. Not Boots. Okay, so you go into Azelf here. There's a lot of things this thing could do. Steel. I'm definitely not going to Terra in front of this thing, obviously. Unless he's like Terra Steel, Terra Blast or something, I'm okay. But honestly, I don't need to just sack right on here. I don't really have a good answer to this thing, though, because it could have, like, Fire Blast. It could hurt me pretty bad with a lot of things. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to go for a Stone Edge and just try to get damage off on this thing. I don't like switching into Azelf because it's kind of a scary mon. Okay, does go for the Terra Steel. Does do the Terra Steel. You just pop a Terra Blast. Or you have Iron Flash Cannon, Iron Head, something like that. Goes for Reflect. So we want to count turns. And I missed a Stone Edge. Okay, you know what? That's the that's the game we're playing today. So I can go into Narrow and Defog and clear the things. How bad do I need? How bad do we need? Also didn't bring the Ogre Pawn, so my men set just kind of stinks. Kind of just noticing that. But he didn't get the rocks up, so I kind of don't want to clear. But if he's like screens, like Flamethrower maybe for Corv. Flamethrower does half. I kind of want Flamethrower for like Dragonite and stuff and Weavile, so I really don't want to use it now. Yeah, well, I don't really like this situation. I'll just Stone Edge. Goes for Psychic. I should have won. Okay, we traded. That's fair. that's honestly so fair. I'm definitely not upset about that. Like that's how the game is. Yeah, I'll just let you take me out here. That's kind of really funny. I still get the better end of the missing rock moves because that's really funny. Azelf, KOs, right on. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to go into Ogerpon on this thing. Azelf, Terra Steel. Ogerpon's Ivy Cudgel does kill after rocks, so I will go into that. Unless you click Explosion here, which I don't. Oh no, you have the thingy with Reflect. Yeah, no, 2 Ivy Cudgel still knocks out. I could try to go into... I don't really like going into Narrow because I don't want to eat that Flamethrower, and I don't... Oh, how much does the Body Press do? To a Terra Steel with Reflect up. Body Press is doing a good amount. I'll go into Narrow. Show me the Flamethrower. I'll go into Narrow. You show me the Flamethrower. I can't roost off Flamethrower damage, but... Yep, okay, you do that. How much is that? That was a really good roll. But I don't hate that damage back for me. You have Reflect, Psychic, Flamethrower. I don't think we need to throw away Narrow because I think we can heal up on some other stuff. I don't hate going into Shenron. I don't want to take damage on a bunch of stuff, though. We really just don't need Ments. We really just don't need Ments here. Because Ments was really here for the Ogerpon, because I thought Ogerpon ripped me one. So... Okay, Flamethrower will eat that, obviously. We obviously eat that. I kind of want to just Dragon Tail here. Just get him out of my way. Do you have the Ice Beam too? You could absolutely have Ice Beam. I'm just thinking with Reflect you wouldn't, but you could absolutely have Ice Beam here. And then you'll take me out, but like I said, I don't need Ments here. And I'm not going to Terra. I'm saving my Terra for a Titan now. Okay, goes for Light Screen. Okay, does have Light Screen as well. Okay, let's get you out of here. I mean, to be fair, there's nothing I really want to come in. Yeah. Okay. So we bring in You're Not Boots. I was like, yeah, I did that, but like at the same time, I don't really want this in on me. So I probably shouldn't have done that, but I didn't really have a move to hit this anyway. If I Terra my Ments, Hydro Steam doesn't kill me, and my Dragon Tail does a lot to him. Does that seem like it's worth it? Maybe he won't Draco because I'm a Fairy type here. I don't like how I did that. I'm going to be crazy and bluff the Terra Fairy and just go for the Dragon Tail. Just don't Draco because I'm Terra Fairy. You wouldn't do that. Hydro Steam is a nice safe play. There we go. And he missed. This is crazy. This is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous game we're playing. Okay, that did 0. Because reflects up. Oh, weakness policy. And I popped your weakness policy. That's crazy. That's so funny. That works for me. Weakness policy popped already. Popped. Azelf's back. Welcome back, Azelf. Take some stealth rocks. Okay, let's see how many more turns of reflect you have. Okay, so this is your last turn to reflect. I would really like to kill you. I can't really kill you though, but I need to not let you get reflect back up. So I think the best thing is to just Dragon Tail and then suffer the consequences after. I really don't want to let you get reflect back up. Yeah. Ooh, that hurt. Did I miss Dragon Tail? What is this game? What is this game? That's insane. That's insane. What is this fucking game? Okay, I'm gonna roost. Yep, that's so crazy. This is insane. I don't even know. I can't even track the hacks right now. I can't even track like who's ahead on hacks. That's so bad that he got reflect back up though. That's really bad for me. So he's going for psychic. Oh, that's annoying. That's so annoying. Okay. Get him out. It's gonna do 0, which is fine. Men's did a lot more work than I expected in this scenario, to be fair. Okay, Weavile comes in. Hi, Weavile. Okay, you take rocks damage. You're not Boots. Not Boots. I don't think it's worth to save Shenron here. Even though I could do some shenanigans versus... I'm just a little low on Narrow. How much is Narrow doing to Weavile? Could be like a banded Weavile. He's not Boots. If he goes for triple axle, he's doing a decent amount. Knockoff is doing 124, so I'd live that. If I die here, I do still have Shoto for Dragonite, so that's okay. But I don't see the reason to save Shenron here. I guess Intimidate's not completely useless, but I'll let you knock me out, I think. I don't think it's worth saving Shenron. Goes for knockoff. Yeah, okay. So, Weavile KO'd Ments with KO knockoff. Yeah, I didn't think it was worth saving there. Let's go into Narrow and try to Roost. I should be able to Roost on this thing. He can knock off for sure, but I could also just Body Press, but I'll Roost here. I'll get some HP back. We gotta kind of stall out the Reflex. So annoying that he got that back up. He probably would have got it back up anyway because Azelf is faster than a lot of my team. Ugh. Okay, no, I think this is fine. I don't think he can knock me out with anything, unless he's banded. If he's like banded knockoff, he probably can knock me out. But we'll see if he's banded. Very interesting that he was weakness policy walking awake. Okay, switches out of Astarion. Perfect. That's better for me. Okay, this comes in. This is not good for me. Okay, take some rocks damage. Get my roost off. Sick. I don't think you Draco. You could just flamethrower here. I think you get flamethrower, right? Yeah, you get flamethrower. How much is flamethrower doing to Ogre? 50%. How much turns a reflector up? A couple more. What do I want to do here? I mean, you're gonna go for flamethrower. And with the reflect up, I'm doing 35 to 40 with Ogerpon. I have to go Ogerpon here. I have to go Ogerpon. Oh, these screens are so annoying. Flamethrower is doing how much are you doing to me? Okay, you don't do 50%, so you're not super specially invested. Which is good, because I live another one. I can go for a play rough here. I won't knock out, but I'll still get good damage, so we'll go for play rough. Play rough hits everything. He could go Alamamola if he wants, but don't know why you would. Yeah, with the reflect up, I still need 2. But yeah, you're definitely not max special attack. Oh, actually, I'm calculating specs here. You're a weakness policy. Yeah, no. So actually, you could be pretty offensive there. I was calculating specs. The only thing I don't live is a Draco, so you could definitely Draco Meteor here. But if you Draco, that gives my Ninetales a pretty free switch in. Play off. Okay, good damage. I knew we weren't going to pick up the kill there. Goes for flamethrower again. Okay, cool. Didn't want to go for Draco, obviously. Ivy Cudgel doesn't knock out. What's more accurate? Play rough is more accurate, so we'll play rough. If we clear this thing, that's actually like really nice for the team. Clearing this is huge. I'm like spamming my A button as if that'll make it go faster. But he doesn't have really a, I don't even think Azelf is switching into a player off at this stage. And oh my god. Bro, what is this game? This is the craziest game I've ever played. I literally can't stand this. Okay, so, Wake kills Ogre with D-Pulse. Okay. The light screen is over. I could go into Showdown. And we're going to play a speed tie game. I have to do that. That's the game I have to play right here. I just have to win a speed tie. Yeah, just win the speed tie, Forehead. Just win the speed tie. Terra Dragon doesn't save him. I could have just Moonblasted. Moonblasted was a little safer. Freeze Dragon. There we go. I win the speed tie. I'll take that. I'll take that. Okay, so Ninetales, KOs, Wake, which is nice. Team's Reflect wore off, which is nice. So they're out of screens. They could go. Azelfs here is a pretty good option for them. They could get up another light screen if they wanted. We're not out of this yet, but losing Ogerpon there was pretty unfortunate. Gale comes in. Okay. If you light screen here. Are you gonna light screen in front of me or are you gonna reflect? Either one is bad for me. I think I should pivot hard into Moonblast KO here. NINETALES. Call it offensive, steal. Free, yeah, Moonblast is definitely knocking you out. So I'll go for the Moonblast. You probably get your reflect up here. Yeah. Ah! That's bad. Okay, it's still bad. But NINETALES takes Azel. KOs Azel. Ah, it's bad he got another reflect up. It's bad for the Titan. But NINETALES is looking in a good spot here. Versus the Mons that are left. We actually do really well. I don't think Weavile is killing us. Dragonite we can freeze dry for 4 times super effective. Alamamola gets freeze dried. We still have Titan. And we have Corv. So Corv being here is still pretty good. Let's see who you want to go into here though. Like you're kind of out of checks for NINETALES. And you didn't get light screen up. Does Weavile get Iron Head? No. You get any steel move. No. Cool. Okay. So what can you do to me? What are you here to do to me? Weavile. Triple Axel's doing 50%. Part of me really just wants to go out into... What are you doing with this? What do you have available to you that you plan on doing? Brick Break in case I try to set up. You have Poison Jab. How much is Poison Jab? Ooh, Poison Jab's doing a lot. Let's go ahead and switch out into Corv here. Oh, let's switch out into Corv. We have the pieces we need to win. We just got to play them smart. Let's go out into Corv. I don't want to take a Poison Jab for no reason. Yep. Sick. Very good. Very good. Is a U-turn knocking this out? Is a U-turn knocking you out? U-turn's doing 20%-ish, so no. Actually, it's fine if I U-turn here because then I just go into Titan. Yeah, with Reflect, no shot. But I think you're switching anyway. Titan will definitely knock out after. Okay, sick. Jahira. Okay, this is Alamamola. Alamamola. Okay, so we got our U-turn off. We got a crit. Big crit. What are you? Eject button. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, here comes Dragonite. Boots. Oh, and I forgot eject button doesn't let me switch. I hate that for me. Do I still have enough turns of snow? I do. So we have to U-turn again. I forgot eject button doesn't let me U-turn. That's kind of annoying. Okay, so you are Boots. If I pop your multi-scale here, go into Titan. Okay, you Thunder Wave. Missed T-Wave. Okay. I get my U-turn off. Perfect. Now I think I can go into Ninetales. Dragonite. There's no light screen up. You're at like, call it 99%. Yeah, we can freeze dry you here because of the reflect still up. So let's go into Ninetales and freeze dry. Freeze dry. That should knock you out. And let your, it could be Yachi. No, your boots, because you didn't take stealth rocks. Your boots, you didn't take stealth rocks. You are not Yachi Berry. Don't, every time you see a dragon flying type, you think Yachi, but every time. That's not the case. It's not true. But Ninetales looks great. We still have a very full health Corviknight. I don't think Weavile switches into rocks and this. And I still have my Terra Electric Titan in the back for Alomomola. So I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling okay. I definitely don't want a belly drum in front of Alomomola though, because that could get me alluring voice. All right, sick. Ninetales drops the Dragonites. Ninetales KOs D-Knight. Huge. I assume you go into Weavile here. I'm assuming Weavile comes in. If Weavile comes in, I'm just going to pivot back out into Corv here. If I can get a fresh layer of snow up, I'd feel pretty good. Jahira. Okay, fish comes in. Okay, so it's fish versus Ninetales. Alomomola. Call it Wish Fish. Freeze Dry is doing 50%. I kind of want... Nasty Plot's kind of scary. I'll Freeze Dry. Big damage. You're not AV. Wish Fish. Are you Protect? A Nasty Plot here on the Protect. Oh, okay. Okay. Shouldn't have done that. I don't regret... Oh, the snow stopped. That's really bad. Okay, so you wish this thing up. You still don't beat my Corv. I have to get out. I'm not taking a Poison Jab with no snow. I should have just Moonblasted. You have like SD? No. Okay, Poison Jabs again. Perfect. Team's Reflect wore off. Huge. Okay, so let's go for a U-turn here. So I think Alomomola comes back in. Yep. You have to switch there. You can't let me kill Weavile. Once I kill Weavile, it's over. Okay, you're not taking a Freeze Dry this... Oh, I couldn't move to Paralyzed. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I'll just hard switch into Shoto here. That's fine. That happens. It's been quite an RNG game here. Okay, let's go back into this. I'm assuming you're gonna Wish. Oh, you just Baton Pass. Okay. Okay, so let's look at the Weavile matchup here. If you're like Expert Belt, Poison Jab in the snow. Is there a chance you're banded because you're switching? Does a Choice Banded one kill me? Choice Banded Poison Jab doesn't KO me. So I'm going to stay in and Moonblast. And that's my play, I think. Yeah, Choice Banded Poison Jab doesn't KO in snow. I'm going to Moonblast. Goes for triple Axle. That's insane. What is this game? What is this game? Triple Axel only does 40 to 48%, so I don't think that's going to matter too much in the end. This is the craziest game of Pokemon I've probably ever played in my life. NINETALES, KOs, Weavile. This literally might be the craziest game I've ever played. And we'll freeze dry. Oh my god. Lives on 1. Acrobatics. GG, we're gonna take week 3 against Kayshawn in probably the most ridiculous hacks-filled Pokemon game I've ever played in my life. Sean, bro, we both had to suffer through that, man. GG's, dude. NINETALES goes off and picks up 5 KOs this week. Absolutely insane. Didn't even get to bring my Titan set. But shout out to K excuse me. Shout out to Kayshawn. I can't wait to talk smack and be like, all those moves we missed were just so ridiculous. So his link and stuff will be down in the description below. Make sure you guys go check him out. And stick around for the post-game show where we'll talk about the game and all that good stuff. So I'm going to get the flocking out of here, and I'll catch you guys next time. Yo, welcome to the post-game wrap-up show of PPL Week 3, Season 5. We pick up a nice big dub versus Kayshawn at 3-0. Big win, big game for NINETALES this week. I think that set really kind of came through, and I did get lucky on a couple turns. So I want to talk about... so last week we started the post-game show, and I think it's important to look at your losses, but I also think it's important to look at your wins and like, what did you do to win the game? Now, not looking at all the hacks this game was obviously super hacksy. 8 total missed moves. Thankfully it ended up being 4 and 4 missed moves each, of pretty similar consequence, I would say. So I would say on the RNG end, we're pretty close to even. But let's take a look at Kayshawn's team and see if we see anything interesting. We see a special Dragonite here, which was pretty cool. I think special Dragonite makes a ton of sense when I have a Pecharunt and a Corviknight, because you're just not going to break through my defense, and a Rhydon. Like, defensively, you're just not going to break through. And Hydro Pump into Rhydon makes a lot of sense, because I probably wouldn't Terra on a Dragonite. So, and if I got whacked with a Hydro Pump, I wouldn't see that coming. So thankfully that didn't come up. But a good mod, of course, with the heavy duty boots. Thankfully didn't have like a Dragon Dance set like I was kind of afraid of at the end game. And Thunder Wave is always useful. I mean, anytime you can slap Thunder Wave on a mon, it ends up doing really well. As we saw with Shroom last week in week 2, Thunder Waving my NINETALES. So Thunder Wave is always really important. Asterion, he did go with a Choice Scarf Weavile here, with Triple Axle, Knockoff Break, Brick Break, and Poison Jab. Was obviously prepared for Aurora Veil, as we see. This mon's good. I don't think, I mean, with Corviknight and stuff, we ended up seeing why Scarf didn't work out super well. But honestly, when you have Ments, and I've shown that I like using Ments, I think it makes sense to have a Ments emergency button, because if Ments starts going to +1 and starts Moxie sweeping, you need something to deal with that. And Ice Shard isn't going to cut it if I Terra out of the 4x weakness. So I completely understand going for a set like this, and it just didn't end up working very well. In fact, I think it's kind of why Weavile felt really bad for him this game, because in the turns where it wants to Poison Jab, I have an immunity. So I think that ended up feeling pretty bad for him. But Weavile's a really good mod. Obviously, it did pick up AKO on us, but I think we were able to properly deal with the Asterion. And the fact that it wasn't banded, Corviknight was never afraid of this thing. So I think I had the end game completely wrapped up. Orpheus, the Stone Axe. Stone Axe is 90% accurate. You wouldn't believe it based on the game we played. 2 missed Stone Axes followed by 2 missed Stone Edges. So actually, I thought Stone Axe was like 85% accurate. So it's actually crazy that I got the worst end of that. But 2 missed Stone Axes, meaning no Stealth Rocks, meaning I don't have to defog to get rid of my rocks, was pretty good on my end. Pretty lucky. Did have the Focus Sash. Obviously, the set is X's or a high crit move, by the way. It's not, and he got the crit on me. So you know what? The RNG of those first couple turns was pretty crazy. Getting the crit, 2 missed Stone Edges, 2 missed Stone Axes, followed by 2 missed Stone Edges. Pretty ridiculous, pretty funny. Pokemon's a funny game, haha. But a cool bring. I mean, Cleavor is always good, right? This is the set I think that made it. The 2 interactions that we won against Walking Wake is what sealed us the game. And that's what I really want to take a look at this game. Excuse me. Weakness policy agility, walking, wake. So there are two big turns in front of this thing. There was a turn where we had Ments in front of it, and there was a turn we had Ninetales in front of it. The turn with Ments, basically, I knew I didn't need Ments anymore. Ments was not going to be my win con. He doesn't super know that. He doesn't really know what my Ments set is. I think I've revealed Dragon Tail, but that doesn't quite tell the whole story with Ments, right? Like, I could still bring Dragon Dance, Dragon Tail, Dual Wing Beat, Outrage, or something like that, right? Because I don't think he really has... Yeah, he didn't have a good fairy type in Pheasant. I mean, Pheasant Dippity could have came, but it didn't show. So you don't really know what you're dealing with Ments yet, because you haven't really hit it. I think I've only taken a flamethrower from Azelf, and I didn't put any special bulk in there, so you wouldn't know anything really. So I'm banking on the fact that I have the Terra Fairy, and clicking Dragon Pulse into a Terra Fairy and letting me kill him back is disastrous for him. Disastrous turn. So I'm thinking he's going to split the difference and go for the Hydro Pump, where I Terra, take a Hydro Pump. I don't know if it would have knocked me out. It would have been... let's see if we can get the calc on that. Let's see. Walking Wake, Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump on Salamence. We can see exactly how much damage that was doing. He was 244 timid. And let's see how much it was doing to Salamence here. If I Terra Fairyed. So if I Terra Fairyed, he was doing 60 to 70%, which wouldn't have been enough to knock me out. So that probably could have weighed into his decision too, that he wouldn't even knock me out. But the fact that I didn't Terra Hydro Pump would have done nothing had it hit. It didn't hit, but had it hit. And he also had Dragon Pulse, which that also would have killed me. So, but yeah, I agree. And this is the 50-50s against Ments that are so scary. We saw that versus week 1 versus Nova, who was so sure I wouldn't Terra because Liquidation would kill me, and went for Blizzard, assuming I wouldn't Terra because Liquidation would kill me. But I Terra'd because I was like, all right, he's going to think I'm not going to, like, well, one, I didn't even consider that. I just considered the Ice move coming my way because it always knocked me out. So I was like, okay, that's like a safe play for him to make, is going for... especially like if Ments is allowed to stay, he obviously swept in 1. So those 50-50s are really scary. So, but the fact that we didn't Terra, we did dodge the Hydro Pump, which is, you know, it is what it is. But we didn't Terra. So even if he had hit the Hydro Pump, I would have lived. And getting the Dragon Tail to proc the weakness policy and force him out, like, I think that pretty much wraps up the game. Not exactly wraps up the game, but really does put... Because I had a thing in BUBL where I ran a Mirror Herb Lando, and then my opponent switched in Porygon, got a special attack boost, which gave me and my Lando a special attack boost, which I didn't want, right? Because I was trying to, like, proc Defiant on that game. So you see, like, when you have an item like that that's already not boosting your attacks, and then it gets burned for nothing, is so deflating. But then there was also a big turn with Ninetales in front of this thing where we just won a speed tie. He was max speed, like my Ninetales. It was a 50-50 on who won. The good news there is a flamethrower never kills Ninetales from full, barring a crit. So that's actually, like, that feels a little better. But that does affect if he had won the speed tie, got the flamethrower, I kill him. He can go into Weavile and just kind of click triple axle into me versus having to go for poison jab to kill Ninetales. But at that stage of the game, Corviknight just beats Weavile, no doubt about it. Especially since he was Scarf, he couldn't go for like a Brick Break or something on me. So I think this is where we won the game, kind of bluffing, weighing what my opponent values my Mon and my Terra at versus what I value it at. Because if I had gotten that play wrong, I didn't need Ments anymore. Ments was really here for Ogerpon. I didn't need Ments. So I think we played that perfectly, and I'm really excited about that. The damn Azelf here, I should have prepped a little. I think I should have been a little more ready for not necessarily a screens Azelf. The screens ended up being super annoying. But just Psychic in general, and the Terra Steel. The Terra Steel was really good because that way he could sit in front of Rhydon. I couldn't go for Earthquake into it. And Stone Edge wasn't doing a lot. So I could have brought like maybe like a Fire Punch or something. Because realistically, I'm not clicking Swords Dance that often. I did face a Terra Steel Azelf in Mox. So we kind of knew this was going to be good into me. And then lastly, we had quite the Alma Mola set with the eject button, which we saw denying my Corviknight a U-turn, but also had acrobatics. And let me tell you, that would have crushed my Ogerpon. Let's see how much damage that would have done to my Ogerpon, because that was literally my plan. That was a really good draft league counter set, because my answer to Alamamola was Ogerpon, because I was going to block flip turns. But let's see how that ended up. Like, how much damage would he have done there? 25 to 30%, which is definitely more than I would have wanted. So, I mean, it's not like a grand slam by any means. But, you know, I wouldn't have been super happy to take that much damage, especially because I didn't have Horn Leech to recover that damage back. And Power Whip wasn't doing... I mean, it was doing a little bit, but, you know, like, this could pick you off if I was low and didn't get the knockout. So, but... really good team from Kayshawn, really good game, insane hacks. I hope to never play a Pokemon game like that again in my life. But that's going to wrap up our post-game wrap-up show for week 3, and we'll be back for week 4. Catch you guys later. Goodbye!